welcome. I'm Michael Mike. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you'll know when my next video is coming out. If you're a producer and you want to get started and go from one step all the way to the top to the pros, I'll show you that. Today's show, we're going to be starting with Compressor. All right, what I'll show you how to use a compressor like the pros, whether you're using this right here in FL Studio, this compressor, or this SSL compressor. There's many people that say that they're producers, but if you sat them down in the studio to this board, could they use it? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know what it does. It doesn't make a difference because I'm gonna show you how to use everything. One thing you have to do is just keep watching the videos. All right, now in this tutorial right here. Okay, here's the compressor. I'm gonna play it. Okay, what I'm gonna start with is the kick. So what I'm gonna do is mute all the other instruments. Now I'm gonna play it. Now when you open this up, I'm gonna explain to you what it does. These are the kicks that you're hearing, these marks here. Okay, now you see this when you go to your it probably on limiter, take it to compressor, go over here. The first thing you're gonna do, only with this one, because this is an FL, turn the saturation off. Okay, the reason why we're gonna turn the saturation off, because it distorts the sound. It makes it come out more prominent. But if you start with this, when you start adding things in the ending to adding saturation to your demo, it's gonna sound terrible in the mix because you're already distorting it. All right, so the first thing you want to do to the compressor, this will be the second one. First is to turn down the saturation. Next is to turn this ratio to 2 to 1. How will you know it's 2 to 1? Look over here in this corner. When I move this knob here at ratio, you see numbers apply, and over here you see it's got to turn it to, it say 2 to 1. All right, that's when any compressor starts to work. Okay, if you do not turn it to 2 to 1, it's not gonna work. All right, so the next thing you want to do is bring the threshold down to the top right here. Okay, I'm gonna play the kick. You're gonna turn the threshold down. Okay, now adding too much compression can mess up your mix, all right, or whole thing. So in order for us to learn, let's see what happens. When I bring the threshold all the way down, you see how it sound muffled. And if I do it like this, it's still taking a life out. So we want to just a little bit, like about here, where you still getting that niceness out of it. Okay, now the next thing, this is the knee. Don't worry about that. But the knee right here, if I turn it, it'll just make it compressor harder. Actually, we can shape the beat. Okay, now don't activate this. The next one is this. This is the attack. Okay, what attack means is this. If you hear a kick, if you turn the attack all the way up like it is now, the kick will go tick, tick, real short, the sound. But if you want the meat of the kick, when you open up the attack, it'll get the boom, the ring of it. So you don't want your kick, it depends on you, if you want them duh, duh, or doom, doom. If that doom is the sound you want, the more you open this, the more that sound gonna come through. All right, and the release is for the ending tail. So when it go dong, you don't want it to keep ringing, so that you want to cut that ending ring off, so it's dong and then cut off. That's what the release is for. All right, now the sustain, when you use these two together, it'll make it more prominent. It's for like shaping. So let's go through the kick. I'm gonna start with the kick. Okay, now I'm gonna start to move the attack up, and you're gonna hear more of the meat of the kick. Now when I do this, I'm gonna go back down. Okay, you must have another instrument accompanying you, like a clap or something, all right, to adjust the kick just right. Now just the ending part. Now, you see how the beat is more uniform. It's more cleaner. You see what I mean? We're slowly cleaning up the beat. But these techniques is in an engineer. That's why you got to be more than a producer, more than a beat maker. All right. Now, the sustain, what I do is I copy the sustain, the attack, and I place it on the sustain so both of them at the same amount. This is how the kick goes. It starts to get more prominent. Okay. Now, I notice my threshold is starting to not have lines up here. When I bring this threshold down, it should be lines up here. If lines up there, it's working. If not, I need to bring it down more. Okay, so I know it's working because I got lines here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do from here is, if you want to add saturation, now I wouldn't advise it as an engineer. I would add a little, but not a lot, because at the end you're gonna run into a tape, the reel to reel, and there's other things. But it's on you. It's your record. But I wouldn't. This is how you have a clean mix. This is the beginning stages of using compression. Okay. Now we have what's called a curve right here. Now this curve, what it do is maybe like what you call freak the beat, or groove the beat, make it not in different ways, you know what I mean, accenting the beat. So let's see, this is one, let's listen to two. Let's go to three. I'm gonna try four. I like four. Okay, now when we go here, you're gonna do this for all of your instruments. Now if you want to add a little saturation, now as I increase that, I play the beat back. Okay, now look, we're gonna come over here. This is a noise gate. I'm gonna show you what this is for. A noise gate is for, like, when you hear the kick go boom, boom, you know them spots where you don't hear nothing. Like if I like the clap go clap, clap, that little space in between there where you don't hear any sound, that gate will like shut it off. So it make your demos, you know how when you buy them at the store, they're quiet. So it'll just eliminate that airspace out of there when you start to increase it. But you got to be pretty skilled with this. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't fool with it, but I am. Now you see the beat is even cleaner. The kick is more cleaner. Sounds more professional. Now, if I want to saturate, add a little bit of strength to it, then I will. See, it's in the technique of the engineer. Even though this is stop, I can get a lot out of it. This is just one phase. Now, the next phase what this goes to is to the parametric EQ. You know you're going to have to do this for each and every track. So let's play the kickback. And I'm going to get into some things too that I've learned. But first, let's get in here to this limiter, because this is another section. Now, what I do is I come to the compressor, I copy the attack. Right click, copy the value. Go to the limiter, go to the attack. Right click, paste that value. Go back to the compressor, go to the release, right click, copy that value. Go back to the limiter, go to release, paste that value. You're just copying the same thing to everything. Do this for the sustain, copy that value, Go over here to this limiter, paste that value. Okay, so everything's the same. Now this is on curve 4. For the limiter, you can give it to curve 4 if you like. So everything be on 4. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the beat back. Now, since we did take a little, when we compressed it, we're going to give it just a little bit of volume, not much. Okay, now that's with the kick. That's compressed. Now, the next part on here, I don't know why they came with this. They should have been able to put it in graft better, but on here, we're gonna come here to this corner. We're gonna hit until we make all of them this little triangle like. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come and I'm gonna right click this. I'm gonna go to low pass. Now I'm gonna pull this up to about 5. Okay, that way I attain a little. Mine I usually be like on the SSL like about 8. Okay, that's where I get a little of the cleanness of the sound still, because I like my things to sound the way they naturally do, because I'm a drummer. Okay, the next thing is for the kick is usually anywhere from about 150. All right, and I roll the wheel to make the cue smaller. Okay, now this would be the kick, the ending of it, which I'll depend on where I want. But what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to turn this to a high shelf. All right. Now, this is in FL Studio. This is about as much as you could. No, this is not the end. I could show you how to get more kick out your beat too. Way much harder than this, and make this hit harder. But what I'm going to do right now, you learn compression with that. Now, that's nice, but this is the difference between that and a real SSL board here. Now watch. Okay, I'm gonna do a detach. Okay, first of all, the signal is in too high, so I'm gonna go over here, go to the kick, go to the wrench tool, and turn down the volume. Now put this to input. Okay, I can look at that and tell. So I'm gonna go back over to the mixer because I want it to come down, the sound of this kick. Okay, it must come here to 18 because that's where it starts to work. Okay. Now, you heard a kick. You're going to see what this board really do. Okay, so I'm going to pull this to 8. Okay, and I'm gonna shorten this about 42. This is the filter. Make it split. Coming in compress 2:1. This is the same ratio. Alright. I'm gonna start to move the threshold. Now I'm gonna make the release 12.5 and 12. Now we're gonna go in and shaping it. This bringing up the highs. Right here, I'm gonna bring in the other field. Okay, I'm gonna put the kick at 150. I'm gonna add the Q. Okay, we're gonna cut down to 42. Now I'm gonna add some punch to it. Okay, now I ain't even got to cutting it up yet. Now we're gonna gate it off because I see it after the kick don't make no sound. And make sure it and these releases are the same. Now I'm gonna punch it up and give it some kick, some volume. Oh, that's input. Let me go back out and go to output. And signified here by kick. Now, you see this kick is a lot more prominent. But we can get even further there too, because this is another technique. You run this to what's called a bus, and I've set up a bus channel right here. I mean, right click, go next to here to the bottom. You want to right click this, and you want to route to this track only. Now listen to this kick. Now you see how thick it is. Now I could go on and on shaping it. I can go back here. This is what engineering teach you. I can go back here and come to the wrench tool. Go over there to the envelope and mod it. Alright, so those are what I wanted to show you. Basic engineer. Now I have my buddy to my side. He's going to be rapping on the next video. So like I said, hit the subscribe button or the notification so you'll know the next time what to do. I hope this tutorial will help you out. All you have to do is apply everything I apply to each of the other instruments and watch my other videos. I'll show you more techniques as it go. Now I'm finna play the beat back. Let's see. You're gonna be rapping. All right, this is Michael Mike. I'm out.